What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Making Podcasts Great Again. I am your tech stuff guy, Jay Nog, and we are here, of course, with the former president of the United States of America, Mr. Donald J. Trump.
Is Bill
Mr.
Clinton?
Former.
Is Bill Clinton here?
This,
George W. What's George W. Bush doing here? You said former.
I don't know why you like to be called Mr. President when you're not president anymore. Is it like just to make
No,
you?
I am, in fact, and you're gonna feel so stupid. I don't know who you are. You're new to the show, I guess, but you're gonna feel so stupid when they reveal, "Oh, sir, it turns out there were a lot of fake votes, and you are the president." So very good. And by the way, our great friends at QAnon say that March 4th is the date, the new date of Trump's second term, which is why, I don't know if you read this, but we've raised our rates at the Trump International Hotel in DC. So if they're right, they'll have to pay a premium. That's because I love my supporters so much.
There's still hope, huh, Mr. President?
There's a lot of hope and not change because we're not Obama.
Okay.
Hope and no change because it's a second term.
Okay, that's true. Big supporter of yours, won his seventh Super Bowl yesterday. Tom Brady. Did you watch the game? Were you there secretly? Tell us.
I watched it from Mar-a-Lago and very proud, very happy for Tom Brady. Obviously, Bill Belichick, rejected my great presidential award, and Tom Brady never rejected me. And you see how strongly he did. Tom Brady's a great champion, great guy, talented, hardworking, really the ultimate American. I think you would agree. I think he's sort of the ultimate American success story. Wealth, talent, athlete, foreign hot wife. It's the ultimate American as apple pie story.
Are you trying to compare yourself to Tom Brady? Is that what you're attempting to do?
No, and somebody would be so stupid to ever compare Tom Brady to how great I am.
You think you're greater than Tom Brady?
How many? Okay, let me ask you a question. Okay,
Mhm.
if you're going to be Mr. Smart Guy Tech Stuff, how many Super Bowl rings do you think equals the greatest president in American history? Because I can tell you how many, there've been a lot of Super Bowls, okay? Not a lot of presidents.
Right. But how do you think your presidency is going to look when it's in the history books?
Well, I don't read books, so I don't know.
Okay.
Books are for people who can't get hot chicks and do great at business. Yeah, that's when you're at home reading a book, it means you're not out plowing a model or making a great deal.
Even the record books?
Well, I think the record player, we have the vinyl. I think the kids call it.
No, like world record books. Like you have a record, you're putting the books. That's what they say.
They say, when you're in the record books, Guinness or whatever, for strongest penis or most wealth, they send you a plaque. They send you a great plaque. I get emotional when I think of my accomplishments. They send you a strong plaque that you put up in your office and you move on. You go plow a model and make a great deal. Run for president and win. Tom Brady is 7 for 10 in Super Bowls. I'm 1 for 1 with presidencies.
So you're going by percentage here. Okay. It's understandable. So you have a better percentage than him. I can't really argue with that.
And he's had one model wife, and I've had multiple model wives.
That's true also. Okay.
So once again, and he's 6'5", I'm 6'6". I don't even know why you're making a comparison. I've had more models. I've been a president. He hasn't been. And I'm friends with Bob Kraft, who used to own Tom Brady. Bob Kraft used to own Tom Brady. So I'm friends with the guy who owned Tom Brady. So you're asking me this question like, oh, you think you're better than Tom? I don't think we're in the same, like Tom Brady is to me what you are to Tom Brady. Okay. So it's a total stupid question.
Okay.
I respect him greatly, though. He's a tremendous talent, great person, very supportive.
Incredible what he did.
And he beat the hell out of that black quarterback.
I mean, I don't
Like I
think he
said,
did.
the white goat beat the black goat.
I think
And he beat him badly.
I think it was the defense really.
Billy Goat Gronk.
That's actually, that name goes well. He stepped up too. He didn't do anything all year long, and then his first multiple touchdown game comes in the Super Bowl all year.
We call that white power.
Okay. Now, did you happen to catch the halftime show with a gentleman called The Weeknd?
Yeah, I don't like that he leaves out the E out of the weekend.
Why does that bother you so much? Is you're not known to be a spelling bee champ?
Well, I'm actually one of the great spellers, and instead of weekend, it looks like his name is Weekendy.
Weekendy. Well, it's a hip way of writing it, I guess.
Well, he's not so hip.
Do you know that he did not get paid for the Super Bowl halftime show and actually invested $7 million of his own money for that show? Do you think it was worth $7 million?
I will give a little bit of credit. Okay, I wasn't a super. Ivanka likes some of the Weeknd's music, so I have to show respect. Because when one of his songs come on and she starts sort of dancing sexy, you go, okay, Weeknd. We're sort of okay with you right now. If like a snake charmer,
The Weeknd.
You may not like the music, but you sort of respect it. And when Ivanka in her tall, very sexy frame starts slithering around the room, you turn down the temperature, the nipples get a little hard, and you say, oh, The Weeknd is sort of bringing out a nice side of Ivanka. So we have to respect what he does. So, I'm not a fan of the music, but I can respect it. But I've often said we shouldn't pay our blacks to do work.
It's not blacks.
No,
it's the halftime show. They don't pay the halftime.
Are you saying that the Weeknd is not a black?
No, what I am
Maybe he's a black, but he doesn't use an A, right? He leaves out the vowel.
No, what I'm saying is
he's a blick. Weeknd, blick.
Weeknd.
Weeknd and a blick. Makes you sound South African if you say it that way. He is a blick. But no, I think he sometimes I think we need to explore for our great economy. Can we sort of, how great would it have been if the blacks on the field, how much money would we have saved if Patrick Mahomes wasn't getting money?
No, it's not like that, Mr. President. What it is that they don't pay. They think that being in the halftime show, playing to millions and millions and millions of people is enough. The exposure is the pay. It sounds like a bringer.
What is it? Is it a comedy club? They do strong comedy at the Super Bowl.
They paid exposure.
Well, I'll expose myself,
Mr. President. Why are you exposing yourself at the Super Bowl?
Oh, when Ivanka's dancing to that Weeknd music, it's very intriguing.
Did you happen to bet? I know you were going to take the Buccaneers. You said last week. I lost. Yeah, I lost.
Of course you did. Of course. No, as the people even said, I tried. This is what people don't understand. Remember when you were saying, "Oh, sir," it was a different tech stuff person was saying, "Sir, it's going to be Clemson versus Alabama," and I said, "Sorry, darling, it's going to be Ohio State versus Alabama," and it was. And then we forget what happened in the finals, but I think I predicted Alabama, despite people saying I didn't.
Okay.
And then Super Bowl, I went on our Twitter, our Strong Show Twitter. I said, bet with our people, our great sponsor. And I told everybody, I said, go with the white goat. You go with the Bucks, they're going to win. And some people, I think, listened, and other people, they didn't, and they paid the price, like you.
I should have gone with you. You were correct. Now, Mr. President, big date coming up tomorrow. It's your second.
Oh, is Ivanka getting divorced?
No, it's your second impeachment trial. Starts tomorrow.
I call this one the Marla Maples impeachment.
there's a lot of news coming out that there is a case against you, Mr. President, with let's just start with the inciting the riots at Capitol Hill. People are saying that you incited the riots, and they're quoting your
Stupid people,
Twitter.
Democrats and stupid people are saying that.
But you've kind of hinted towards it on the podcast that you told the people to not go in there but take action.
What I said very clearly was, if you don't go take back your country, you're a total bitch ass pussy. What's the matter? You can't take out some old Democrats? You're afraid that, they're going to break their bones if you put. You gotta go. You gotta fight, or else you're a weak bitch who takes it in the ass. That's all I said to my strong, very powerful Republican supporters, and I can't be held responsible if that's what they say. If they react that way.
So you didn't incite the riots, but you told them that they would be a bitch ass, whatever you just said, if they don't storm the Capitol.
I looked at some of them who looked particularly masculine and had guns and things, and I said, if you don't go and take back our country, you take it in the ass, you big fairy. And how am I supposed to know that we are the party of tolerance and love? I didn't know that they would take that as a challenge to their manhood. And then I said, and while you're there, why don't you go motorboat AOC and take back our democracy, which rhymes, called bars.
Mr. President.
And people want to turn that into, oh, sir, you said you incited a riot. No, I said, go destroy the Capitol and everyone in it if you love our democracy. I didn't know, maybe they didn't love our democracy. If they didn't love it, they wouldn't have done that. That was an option. B was go home. You don't love democracy.
So you didn't tell them to do it, but basically you said if they don't do it,
they take it in the poop chute and they hate their country. That's all. They could, but you know what? We're very tolerant. Yeah, they could.
Free will.
They are totally, as Big Gay Mike Pence knows, you're free to take it wherever you want, and you don't have to be a big fan. And then I told them, go get Mike Pence. Do him like they did Gaddafi. I think Mike Pence actually would have liked that.
The thing is with the impeachment trial, they're saying how you dealt with COVID, which we're going to get to that in a minute. They're saying you basically ignored a lot of measures, and you could have helped it more, and you heard it. Also, they're talking about, like I just said before, listening to the riots at Capitol Hill.
I heard it through the grapevine. That's a Marvin Gaye song, right, Mike Pence?
Are you nervous about this impeachment trial?
Do I strike you? I assume you listen to the show.
How are your lawyers?
Excuse me, I'm asking the questions. Do I strike you as nervous?
No, you don't.
Well, there you go. 1 point for tech stuff guy.
But just because you don't strike me as nervous.
-9 for the show.
Doesn't mean you can't be nervous. All right.
You know what? I'm nervous. I'll give you the kind of nervous I am. I'm the kind of nervous, like a good nervous, where you can't wait for it to be over. Like when the Weeknd's music is playing in the White House and Ivanka starts slithering in like a nice white dress and going, "Daddy, I love this music, Daddy." And I go, "I like it when you call me Daddy. Turn up the Weeknd." And so, nervous like that, not nervous like I'm going to lose. Nervous like I'm winning too much.
So like Tom Brady nerves.
Like Tom Brady nerves, except more presidential with more models.
Okay. I think it's too long, but God damn it.
Like Tom Brady, but with more models.
No. There seems to be a bigger case this time against you than the last time in the impeachment. How are your lawyers dealing with your defense?
Very strongly, and they don't realize that Sidney Powell has pledged to, if the thing is going poorly, she's going to come and suicide bomb herself in the Senate. But hopefully it doesn't come to that. And our lawyers are they're doing great work. They're called constitutional lawyers. They know the Constitution better than almost anybody except me. So I look forward to this. I think we're going to win very easily. There'll be a few pathetic fake Republicans who side with, bitch Romney and other people like that. But for the most part, I think we're very confident that they're going to see that all I did was question the manhood and patriotism and of our supporters, and said, if you'd like to see your, I told the supporters, I said, if you'd like to see your wives getting railed by African American men, then don't go to the Capitol. Don't let that's what they're doing in the Capitol. They're taking your wives, and and then all of a sudden how was I supposed to know they'd get excited and riled up?
The thing is, these lawyers you still have the same two lawyers, the Cosby lawyer. You still have the Cosby lawyer.
Wow.
Have you shown the Cosby lawyer the impressions, and how has the lawyer reacted to your impressions? Because I was very impressed.
Well, no, he was a big fan of the Cosby impression. I told him, I said, we're going to go to the Senate and we're going to put the powder in the drinks of the Democrats, and then they're going to go, wow.
Mr. President, you said you made a side bet with Ivanka. I just wanted to hear about that side bet for the Super Bowl.
No, it was just a father-daughter bet where, the kind of sort of loving father bet where you say, oh, you like Kansas City, Ivanka? Okay, well, if Kansas City wins, I'll get a divorce from melatonin. And if Tampa Bay wins, you get a divorce from Jared Kushner. So, just a nice father-daughter bet while the weekend plays.
So she's going to divorce Jared now?
We're looking into that. She's saying, "Oh, Daddy, I didn't mean it like that." And I go, I know you're not satisfied by him. I listen
in. We know you listen in.
For security, it's called parental security.
Of course. Now, President Biden recently came out.
Fake President Sleepy Joe Biden is his title.
Fake President Sleepy Joe Biden recently came out, and he said that you did not handle the COVID situation correctly. We have over
450,000 deaths under Sleepy Joe Biden. We have over 20 million cases, and this guy's talking to me about how I handled it. If it wasn't so sad for our country, it would be the biggest joke I've ever heard.
But he just became president.
I know. Imagine how bad it's going to get if he's at 450,000 dead in 2 weeks. But we're not going to have anybody left in the country. If we give Sleepy Joe 8 months, we'll be dead, you and I. At that rate of 200,000 a week, we're going to be dead in like 9 months. We won't have a podcast. We won't have a country. We won't have a podcast.
Just curious to change subjects real quick. Do people have to wear masks in Mar-a-Lago?
Only if it's an eyes wide shut party.
Is there regular COVID testing going on there at Mar-a-Lago?
No, just hepatitis, gonorrhea, and HIV.
Okay. No herpes tests? No.
I don't know.
Okay. So Biden doesn't like the way that you handled COVID, thinks it set our country up for failure and a disaster. I know you're saying right now what the stats are, but
we have a 430-year-old president, and he's worried about he's worried about what I did. Unbelievable. It's a total joke.
Well, you were the president, the acting president before he came into office, and you were appointed dealing with COVID because COVID happened under your watch.
No, it actually happened under Obama and Biden.
COVID?
Okay, let me explain to you. You're a parent,
Sure.
right?
Yes.
So am I. I have two wonderful kids. And
I think you have more than that, but
when who
okay.
when COVID is like a baby, it doesn't just show up like a stork dropped it. You have to find, you have a wife and she passes out,
Mm-hmm.
and then you get on top of her and you do what you do. And then it takes time for the child to show up. And with COVID, Obama and Biden were like they were giving birth to this COVID. It didn't
You
just
mean
show.
they knocked up the COVID?
I think Obama probably, took advantage of the COVID and gave birth to this coronavirus. And all of a sudden it showed up when I was president. What a coincidence, right? What a coincidence. So Obama and Biden gang raped a virus and it became COVID, and it showed up during my great presidency like they planned, like they planned.
So Obama was behind COVID, you're saying?
Obama and Biden. Coronavirus, Obama, Biden. It has like the same kind of flow, bars.
So Biden helped Obama conceive COVID, left it for you to deal
Biden
with, and
pinned
then
down COVID's arms while Obama ravaged it, and then it gave birth to this COVID-19. And it showed up during my great presidency and said, "Hello, sir. We'd like to ruin your great economy, courtesy of Obama Biden."
did it happen on a pinball machine?
I don't know.
Well, that's important detail. Did they copy a famous movie? They might be really sick individuals if they did that.
No, that great movie, which was about great Trump supporters having a fun time at a local bar. The Accused is like the ultimate MAGA movie. No, it wasn't like that. It was a lot less fun and democratic.
Is the pinball machine scene a MAGA date gone wrong?
It's a MAGA date gone right. Jodie Foster, Australian for beer.
It's a fit. I think it all does. Um, now, I wanted to know. Um, so you're what you're trying to tell me is that Biden and Obama invented COVID for you to deal with, and then start to fail with COVID, and then when you were failing, you would
They
lose the
wouldn't have
presidency.
gangbanged. They wouldn't have gangbanged the coronavirus into existence if Hillary Clinton had stolen the election.
I understand. This is a very, very deep conspiracy theory. We have a few pieces of news left. Before we get to those pieces of news, just want to thank all the new people who came on for Patreon. Patreon.com/MPGA.
You're officially Patreon patriots when you
That
join. I'd like to say there's three levels to our fans. There's Patreon patriots, who are the elite, sort of great fans that we have. You have the Mapigas, who are not Patreons, but have left a nice review on iTunes. And then you have the Mapiggers with a hard R, who have done neither.
don't be him a pigger. Guys, go leave a rating or a review on iTunes. Helps us out. Helps with the algorithms.
Subscribe to the YouTube channel. We love the poorly educated and we love the poorly financed. There are very free things you can do to help the show. Your president's show, if you do a review and you subscribe on YouTube, you've helped us very strongly. But if you don't do those things, you're the worst. You're the hard R.
So if it's in your budget, people, patreon.com/.
I cross the street when I see a pigger coming.
If you could do it, everyone, patreon.com/MPGA starts at $5 a month. And also check out the website. We can subscribe to the YouTube channel. It is free, mpgapod.com. We have shirts on sale right now. A new shirt is going to be coming soon. We're in talks about it. And I see some of the Patreon patriots sending ideas over Twitter for the new shirt. Appreciate that. And also, guys, it takes 2
Idaho
seconds.
Militia Christian Bible Tech College.
Takes 2 seconds. Go on iTunes, leave a rating, leave a review. It helps out with the algorithms, pushes up the boards. Doesn't cost anything. We know how many people are out there of you guys, and we know how many reviews there are. So get on the fucking computer and just do a review.
Whoa, language. Ivanka told me if I get to 2,000 reviews and ratings.
Yes. What is she going to do?
I'll let you know when we get there.
Okay.
But it's pretty special.
Sorry to keep bringing up Joe Biden, but last thing about Joe Biden is that, well, I don't know if you heard that his son Hunter Biden has a best-selling book on the New York Times bestseller list, Beautiful Things. Have you read it? Do you know about it?
Is that about the strippers that put a butt plug up his ass?
No,
Beautiful Things?
I think it's about his drug addiction.
Oh, okay. Well, I can't feel my face when I'm with Hunter Biden. How about that weekend? No, it's a total disgrace. I can't believe they let him write a book. It's disgusting. It's, I'm very anti-book, but I'm especially anti-book by Hunter Biden, who's a totally corrupt, vicious, nasty loser. Ivanka's going to write a book soon.
Do you have a title?
We're working on some titles.
Are you allowed to divulge and tell us a few of the titles that are in the running?
She was going to, I suggested Private Parts, but she said that was a Howard Stern thing. So
there's a Howard Stern movie and a book, yes.
Right. So we can't do that. I respect the copyrights and the trademarks, but, one of the Daddy and Me was a title. Which I thought was very touching and very special. Another title was called Rock Hard.
That's a weird title.
I know it's my tough journey through the United States. Because she's tough. Another book title is Come Into Me. My Journey of Faith and Redemption by Ivanka Trump.
Come Into Me? That's the name of the book? About faith and religion? I like that. That's good. Do you know if we're going to speak
you don't even want the other?
I do want, if you have more titles. I didn't know how much you can tell us.
Well, she's doing, those are sort of the political books. She's also starting a lot, Facial, My Skincare Regimen by Ivanka Trump. So, that's more of that's not like a serious, the other ones were serious political. She's very talented. She's going to do a few books.
That's awesome. That is great. Do you know, we're going to speak about your
Spreading My Cheeks is
how is that interpreted?
No, it's a kid's book she's working on about making children smile more. Spreading My Cheeks.
That's going to be a good one.
So she's got faith books, political books, children's books, and like a skincare book. So, Hunter Biden can write his 1 week book that somebody probably wrote from. Ivanka Trump is working on 4 different books.
She's very cultured. It's great.
And that's another book, Throat Culture. How to get your kids prepared for their first trip to the doctor. So it's a parenting book. It's open up and say, and she's on the cover.
Open up and say,
open up and she's got open her mouth very wide. It's a pop-up book. with a built-in flashlight, and you just open, and then the kids.
For the kids, right?
I'm nervous about going to the doctor. Look at the future senator from Florida. Look at her opening her mouth wide for, a doctor or maybe a real estate mogul to put, things in her mouth, so you don't have to be worried.
Oh my gosh. I
In other words, you see how talented she is,
It's
and
very,
you
very.
you want you want me to be impressed with Hunter Biden.
I know that's nothing. How about
Spread your
Biden's?
cheeks.
That's going to be a good one. If Biden's stimulus package, you ended up giving Americans, I think it was $600. He's having a 1.9 trillion COVID relief package. He plans, I think, giving families who have at least one child under the age of 17 $3,000, and that's just people with children. There's me more money given out to help people jumpstart the economy again. What are your feelings about his handouts? It's not just to big business; it's actually to the small people out there.
Well, as you know, I tried to do that, and Mitch McConnell said no, which was a total disgusting choice by Moscow Mitch. And I was very pro giving more money to people, but I think Sleepy Joe at this point, he's going to probably live another 6 months. So he's just like, give it all away. Yeah, take the money and run. That's the Sleepy Joe motto. Whereas I was being more fiscally responsible and strong.
So you think Joe Biden's just emptying the piggy bank because he's going to pass? Is that what you're saying?
Doesn't it feel like that? Like he's just making like, oh, here, buy yourself a house, African American. Here, Mexican immigrant, go buy some oranges so you can sell them on the side of the road.
I think he's just following the model that other countries that have done has been
Excuse me,
successful.
excuse me. If anybody knows about models, it's me.
Okay. Examples of the other countries that have set where they're giving their citizens money to help with the economy because people are on
Right. If he
tough
wants
times.
us to be like a weak, stupid European country, I guess, Monsieur Biden. Can we call him that? Monsieur Biden. Hello, Monsieur. How are you? You're very French and weak.
The last thing I wanted to ask you about, Mr. President, your former vice president now is getting into the podcast game.
What a joke.
He's doing a conservative show to help the youth. Do I have that correct?
That's you're giving him too much credit. He wants to do a podcast for young conservative men. Okay, Mike, it's going to be called Rest Stop. Get on your knees and pray.
That's the tagline. Rest stop. Get on your knees and pray.
Yep. It's going to be a total joke. He thinks he has podcast talent. He tried to host with you one time, and I think he tried to suck your dick. Like the guy's got no podcast talent. And it'll be a total disgrace. Although if he wants to advertise on this show, we will allow it because we will take his stupid evangelical money.
I have a question for you. If he asked you to be a guest on his podcast, would you be a guest on it?
I would think about it. I think, I might bring some of the Proud Boys with me who want to hang him. Because here's the funny thing: if Mike Pence hears the word "hung" and "man" in the same sentence, he just goes, "Sure." He doesn't even listen for context.
Do you think he's going to have a very successful podcast with very religious right-wing people?
I think of course, there's going to be some people. He's still he's still the vice president of the greatest president in American history, and he's a cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs evangelical. So there'll be people who listen to him. He's not going to do our numbers, though. He's not going to be even close.
Now, since you are a guru of podcasts, if he asked you for some advice on how to run a successful podcast, would you give him advice, and what would you tell him?
I would say, Mike, I don't think you have what it takes to do the podcasting, but I would say, if you do, you want a reliable tech stuff person, not like I've had, but you want somebody who's there every week consistently. You want respect. You want to get great guests, but he can have Obama if he wants, but he can't have Big Huck. Big Huck will never show up on his piece of shit show. And other than that, stay out of my lane, because if you try to compete with us, I'll send my supporters over to your podcast studio to, you know, gently and patriotically rape you to death.
Do you think Mother is going to make an appearance on his podcast?
Oh, I'm sure she's going to have some kind of weird segment on his show. She'll probably open or close the show with some prayer, like, "Dear Lord, for me and my Mr. Pence, please bless this podcast," while Mike goes to truck stops and, you know, eats his share of bratwurst.
I didn't, I didn't know. Yeah, that's going to be a very nice segment, the prayer segment to start off the show. And I can see that happening also.
Mother's prayer.
Mother's prayer. I could totally see the, opening the show with a prayer and closing the show with a prayer.
Brought to you by Adam and Eve.
I think we should. Do you think we should have him on the show to talk about his podcast and maybe promote it? I think that'd be a nice thing to do.
I think we could look into that, just so I can confront that son of a bitch to his face.
That's right. Have you seen him since?
I saw him briefly, and I said, "Mike, you're a piece of shit." And he said, "Thank you, sir."
Is he making an appearance during the impeachment hearings?
That's a good question. No, I think he's probably back in Indiana, just eating corn dogs.
Okay. Well, Mr. President, good luck in the impeachment trial that starts tomorrow. And just want to thank you again for another week. Everyone listening, if you make your bets, go to betonline.ag and also check out the Patreon, patreon.com/MPGA. Also the website, mpgapod.com. Grab a shirt. They are half off now. New shirts coming soon. And just subscribe to the YouTube channel. Give a rating, give a review, costs nothing, and a subscription. Really appreciate all the new Patreon people coming on. Keep spreading the word. We got some great stuff in store. And appreciate for listening. Also, follow me at JNog on all social media. And Mr. President, the floor is yours.
Thank you, tech stuff. You're fired. Hey, everybody, it's JL. A few quick announcements this week. Cameos. Some of you, I'm sure, have gotten cameos, but they are one-day turnaround leading up to Valentine's Day. So if you want one of those for your loved one, you want your own personalized epic message, cameo.com/JL Cauvin. And I have two shows, a stand-up show Saturday the 13th, and a Trump farewell one-man show kind of thing next Monday. So just on my Twitter page, basically, you can find the bio. The bio website has all the links. And that's it. Thank you for listening. Remember to give us some reviews if you haven't yet. Try to get a friend to listen to this. I think this was a good, strong, powerful, tremendous episode. So, keep the show growing. If you're still listening, then you probably have a friend who would enjoy the show as well. So thank you for everybody, whether you're a Patreon, just a regular listener. Stay safe, and God help us all.